This is the result of the craft sleeve we did yesterday. The craft sleeve we did yesterday, if you look at my second screen where I have papers, you will see the pattern of the craft sleeve. So that is the result. You can see that these parts are being pleated. Can you see? There are pleats here all along, and we have picked the pleats like that, and this is what we have. So this is how it will look on the body. That's our cap sleeve. Pleated cap sleeve. Yeah. So today I want us to, I don't know how we're going to do it because some people didn't join yesterday. I feel like two people that were not around yesterday, Taiwo and Judith, were not around yesterday. But I believe that you'll be able to pick one or two things because you might need to go and watch the YouTube videos. It's not on YouTube yet, but by next week we'll have them on YouTube, and I'll drop the link to the page, to our YouTube channel. I actually have dropped the link earlier, but I'll still drop it again for those who didn't see it. So you might need to go and watch the video. It is very explicit. I believe you'll be able to get it. So for today, okay, so day one, I just want to run over what we did for day 1 and 2. Day 1, we constructed the basic sleeve where we used all our measurements. I think I can push this aside now. A minute. Yeah. So day 1, we constructed the basic sleeve, and that's what we have on the table here. We can see, I believe you can see what I have on my table here. This is our basic sleeve. And I said this basic sleeve is just basic. It's called the dactless basic sleeve. It doesn't have that. Normally, the complete sleeve has that, but this doesn't have that. And not to worry, if you are not really going into suit construction and all that, you might not need the one that has the that for now. But this one that we have constructed can be used to create anything, any type of sleeve at all. It's just the basic. It's like having the structure of the arm of the person that you are designing for. And so with this, you'll be able to create any design you want with some little manipulation. And that's what we're going to be doing. One of the things we're going to be doing. Yesterday, we were able to go on to the cap sleeve, pleated cap sleeve, and that's the result of it that I showed you on the mannequin. So today, we're going to be dealing with the puff sleeve. And if we have, because puff sleeve, there are 3 types of puff sleeve that will be drafted. So if we have time, we'll go into the crescent sleeve also. So to start with, I already have, in the previous class, I explained that the sleeve has 2 sides, the back and the front. So we have, when drafting, we drafted the bino on your sleeve. There's a part of your sleeve that fits into the front armhole, and there's a part that fits into the back armhole. So that's what we mean by the front and the back. So on the left is the back side, and on the front is the right side. Sorry. On the left is the back side. On the right is the front side. Yeah. So, and the reason why it is like that is because in the process of drafting, our back sleeve goes in not as low as the front sleeve. Where there's the cuff of the hand, the cuff of the front sleeve is deeper than that of the back. The reason is just because the way the body is, the freedom of movement is needed more at the front, and then the bust is also at the front. So for ease of movement, the curve of the arm at the front goes in more than that of the back. So that's why we have this structure here. So, but I want to explain some things before we go into talk about the type of food that I'll be dealing with today. There's a terminology that I talked about at the beginning of this class, which is cap ease. So what do we mean by cap ease? Earlier, while drafting, I'm going to show you this. From yesterday's class, we talked about measuring our armhole. So when you want to draft your sleeve pattern, it is very important for you to first draft your body, front and back body, so that you have your armholes already. So it is from this armhole that you measure the armhole measurement that you're going to use. And so yesterday we were able to establish how we use the armhole measurements for this sleeve pattern. We measured the front armhole, the back armhole, added it together, divide by 2, and then we added a 1/4 inch. That's what we use for our armhole measurement for this sleeve. So, but usually the sleeve and the armhole, there's a way they relate together. And I want you to listen carefully. The part of the sleeve goes into these armholes like this. For instance, this is the cap part for the front. This is the front body. This cap here fits into this armhole, and the cap here fits into the armhole for the back. So, but there is something we call cap in, meaning that when you measure the front armhole and the back armhole, there must be some amount of excess that you need on this cap to ensure that you have freedom of movement after creating your outfit. Like if your customer, or maybe it's you, wears the outfit, this cap is not exactly the same measurement with this armhole. Because if it is like that, it becomes very difficult for the person to move the upper part of the arm. So that is why it is recommended that by the time you do this, take these 2 measurements, there must still be some excess of about 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 that you will now, there's a way you will ease it into the armhole. I don't know if anyone understands what I just described. I'm trying to explain in such a way that you really understand it. So what I'm trying to say, let me take that again in essence of that. See, I take this. This is the flexible rule that we use for measuring the armhole. It is better to measure curves with this, because if you use your tape measure, you might not really get an accurate measurement. You know, this goes in, it's very easy to turn, to twist and all that, unlike your tape measure that is just flat. So look at what I am doing here. I take This is graduated in both inches and centimeters. So I'm using the inches part. So I'm starting from 0. So I go in. I'm following the curve. This is the back. I'm following the curve. I go in like this, and then I bring the front also. Go in like this. And then what I have here is 16 and a half. That is all that I have here, 16 and a half. So, and because this is front and back, this 16 and a half, I'm going to now measure this place. So there's a way you do it. If your measurement here is more or less than 16 and a half, for instance, this 16 and a half, what you should have on this edge, by the time you measure, we're going to measure, but I want to tell you what you are expecting. 16 and a half plus your cap piece. Your cap piece must be around 1 1/4 to 1 1/2. So let's say it's even 1 1/2. So when you say 16 and a half plus 1 1/2, that gives you 18. Meaning that by the time I measure this cap, it must be 18. So now, if this cap is not 18, let's say it is less than 18, there's something you would do. If it is more than 18, there's something you would do. But let's measure first and see. Oh. We have 17 and a half. So we're looking for ½ inch to make it 18. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to come from the cap here, the middle of the cap here. We're going to slash. We're trying to increase this. That means that half, we're going to divide it into 2, in between the two sides. So take a fresh paper, divide it round so that you will see the difference. So the first thing I'm going to do on this paper is to create a straight line that will serve as the center line. Remember, we don't destroy this is just because I'm using this for training. You are not supposed to destroy your main pattern. So just look at what I am doing. This is the line, the middle line. I aligned the middle line with the line that I created here. So I'm going to pin in place. First, okay, that's it. Don't worry. So I slashed up to here. This is the bicep. So I'm going to slash the bicep too from the middle. So we said we got 17.5 instead of 18 for our cap measurement. So I'm adding ½ inch. So that ½ inch, I'm going to divide it in between the two lines, the two sides. This is the demarcating line. So I'm going to come and say I'm looking for half. That is a quarter on both sides. So I just do a quarter here, a quarter here. So I come, you see how I shifted it. Look very well. I slashed to the bicep line. Then I slashed the bicep line to each side. So I'm doing this. I will ensure that it is it's not lifting here. Can secure this with my stick. Then here too, quarter inch. So I'm going to now come here and close this plate. Now this is what I have. So let's measure again now. So we have 18 inches exactly now. Legible enough. I don't know if you can see. 18 inches. That's what we have now. So that's our cap height. I mean our cap. So please, if you get it, let me know. Otherwise, let me also know in the comments section if you don't. All right, understood. Okay, thank you. Oluwakemi says she understood. Who again? Who again understands? Okay, good. Yeah. So again, the reason why you have that is because you must create allowance for the movement of the hand. And the way you can, so you might have a situation where you are not like, okay, when the sleeve is now larger than the armhole, how are we going to fit it in? The way it's done is to ensure that after stitching this part, the way it comes. For instance, this is the front. So look at this. This is the front armhole that is fitting into this front cap part. See the way I place it. So after getting to the curve of the armhole like this, now you have stitched your sleeve into the curve to this one. Stitch on the other side at the back also. Then begin to gather. You can use, the way we gather with thread. You sew a line. If you want to do your normal gathers, you sew a line of stitches and then you pull. So the way you do this thing, you pull very tiny because what you are gathering is really not much. So by the time you gather a bit from one end to another like that and you pull, it will fit into the rest of the space. And then you have all the excess distributed all over the cap of the sleeve. And it won't even show that you gathered anything. But you have already given some room for the movement of the arm. I hope you understand what I just explained. Please let me know if you do. We need to be taking it step by step so that nobody gets confused. And if you have any question at this point, please ask. Anybody? Understood? Okay. I want to believe we all understood what I just described. If there are no questions at this point, we can proceed.